Have you ever seen a video, a meme, or a challenge go viral and thought, wait a minute, that just feels wrong? You're not alone. It is a feeling that is becoming more and more common as social media trends push boundaries further than ever before. Today, we diving deep into a topic that many shy away from. When going viral crosses the line into blasphemy and the hidden truths about why this happens. So, what exactly do we mean by blasphemous in this context? We're not just talking about traditional religious definitions. We're talking about a broader sense of the word, content that treats sacred things with profound disrespect. This could be anything from sacred religious symbols and figures to deeply held cultural traditions, historical tragedies, or even the sanctity of human dignity itself. The internet, in its quest for clicks and engagement, often loses sight of this line. Let's think about some examples. You've probably seen challenges that take place in cemeteries or pranks that mock sacred rituals. Maybe you've seen historical events of great suffering turned into trivial, insensitive memes. The creators might not have malicious intent. Often, they're just young, chasing a trend, and completely unaware of the historical or cultural weight of what they're mocking. They see a filter, a dance, a sound bite, and they jump on it for a chance at their 15 seconds of fame. But ignorance isn't a shield from impact. For the communities or individuals who hold these things sacred, the impact is real. It feels like a violation, a deep and personal offense that gets amplified with every share, every like, and every comment. Why does this happen so frequently? The answer lies in the very architecture of social media. The algorithms that power these platforms are designed for one primary goal: to keep you scrolling. They don't have a moral compass. They can't distinguish between respectful content and disrespectful content. All they see is engagement. A video that sparks outrage, debate, and controversy often gets more engagement than one that is quiet and respectful. The algorithm interprets this firestorm of activity as a sign of good content and pushes it to even more feeds. It's a vicious cycle. Controversial content gets rewarded with visibility, which encourages more creators to produce similar content to chase that same viral high. This creates a digital environment where shock value is currency. The more outrageous the content, the higher its potential to cut through the noise. This incentivizes a race to the bottom, where creators are constantly pushing the envelope of what's considered acceptable. They aren't necessarily bad people, they're just playing the game by the rules the platforms have set. The system itself rewards blasphemy, not because it's blasphemous, but because it's loud, divisive, and impossible to ignore. Social media platforms hide this truth behind corporate speak about community guidelines and connecting the world, but the reality is, their business model thrives on the very chaos that this type of content generates. So, is the situation hopeless? Are we destined to scroll through an endless feed of disrespect? Not at all. The first step is awareness, which is exactly what we're doing right now. By understanding how the system works, we can start to change our own behavior. We have more power than we think. Every time we choose not to engage with disrespectful content, every time we scroll past it instead of commenting in anger, every time we refuse to share a meme that feels off, we're casting a vote. We're telling the algorithm, this is not what I want to see. Instead, we can actively seek out and promote content that is positive, respectful, and enriching. Follow creators who celebrate cultures with authenticity, who educate about history with sensitivity, and who use their platform to build bridges, not burn them. When you find a video that moves you, that teaches you something, or that simply brings a moment of genuine joy, share it. Like it. Leave a positive comment. This is how we consciously train the algorithm to work for us, not against us. We can help create a digital space that reflects our better selves. Moreover, it's about fostering digital literacy. We need to have conversations with our friends, our family, and especially with younger generations about the impact of our online actions. Before hitting post, we can ask ourselves a few simple questions. Who might this content affect? Am I representing this subject with the respect it deserves? Is this contributing something positive to the world, or am I just chasing a fleeting trend at someone else's expense? Thinking critically before we create or share is a powerful act of digital citizenship. It's not about censoring speech or being overly sensitive. It's about cultivating a sense of digital empathy. It's about remembering that behind every screen, every profile, and every piece of cultural heritage, there are real human beings with real feelings and deeply held beliefs. The virtual world has very real-world consequences, and treating it with a sense of responsibility and respect is not a limitation, it's a strength. By choosing respect over rage bait and empathy over engagement, we can slowly but surely change the culture of social media from the inside out. We can demand better from the platforms, and more importantly, we can demand better from ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this important discussion. If this topic resonated with you, please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content that aims to make our digital world a little bit better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay thoughtful, and I'll see you in the next one.